You might say when you make a perfect game, all the pressure would be finally gone. You went through all the blood, sweat and tears, and now it is finally over. All the hard work have already paid off, and now you can live in peace for the rest of your life. But the world we are living in is a bittersweet one. With success comes happiness, but with success also comes higher expectations. You made a perfect game. Now everyone, including yourself, expects your next game to be also perfect. You know that perfection came from suffering, and now you have to go through all of that again. The thoughts of it alone can break you. This newfound extra stress is part of the development of your next game, and this newly added factor can break the next game.
Me?
Excuse me.
My heart is
Hey,
racing.
you are so totally whipped. I'm Brad. Let's ride a bicycle built for two. Then we can go to the potpourri store and then go buy sheets. Would you rather be at home shooting a bazooka or watching a chick flick? Chick flick, bazooka. Chick flick, bazooka.
Let me in, Brad.
Who's that?
Let me in. Brad.
I don't know.
Brad.
Crash 2 was a huge success, so Naughty Dog had to grow, so enter new talents, including Malcolm He, Danny Chan, and Evan Wells. But just like Crash 2, some people also had to leave. Dave Baggett departed from Naughty Dog, but he would still work with Josh Mansell on the music of Crash 3 and Crash Team Racing. The new additions to the team was a big help, but it still wouldn't prevent the process from becoming a nightmare for Naughty Dog. The development of Crash 3 would be under a crunch even heavier than Crash 2, which was under a crunch even heavier than Crash 1, which was already a crunch heavy game. Crash 3 would be made in only 9 months. Doesn't sound messed up enough? What if I tell you they also had to split the team to also test out some stuff for a kart racer they wanted to make that eventually became Crash Team Racing? Yeah, I have no idea how they managed it.
Planting tulips in the winter can make for a very exciting spring. But first, the bulbs
Hey, you!
must be prepared.
Yeah, you in the sweater! Save yourself from the grips of old age and boredom. Step away from the table and put the shovel down. Gardening and tulip bulbs. Boring. Yawn, yawn. Oh, somebody's pretty sassy. Ooh, you go, girl.
When Naughty Dog made the 3-game deal with Universal at first, it seemed too good to be real. A place to stay, freedom to develop whatever they wanted, and full funding. The truth was that it really was too good to be real. Universal did some stuff and they did fund Crash 1. But since Crash 2, Sony was the one that funded Naughty Dog. Universal only owned the Crash IP and that's it. Mark Cerny had also left Universal during the development of Crash 3 and he was now helping Naughty Dog through his own company Cerny Games. So there literally was no reason to work with Universal, and yet Naughty Dog had to work with them because they owned Crash Bandicoot. And the way Universal treated Naughty Dog was getting worse and worse, and during Crash 3 it basically became hell. Naughty Dog wasn't willing to renew their contact with Universal after Crash 3, because why would they work with someone who does nothing but taking credit for what they have done? They were working harder than anyone else, but they were being paid less than anyone else. So Universal decided to screw over Naughty Dog as much as they were legally allowed to. During Crash 3, Naughty Dog was placed in the hallway of an office. And even though Naughty Dog still had to work over hours, Universal would refuse to pay for the air conditioning after hours. Not only Naughty Dog members had to suffer through hot summer nights, they also had to consistently check on the servers because they could go down because of the high temperature. And they weren't even allowed to bring a portable fan with themselves. So yeah, Universal had become this weird middleman that was nothing but a major inconvenience.
Are we enjoying ourselves today, folks?
Well, if drinking white wine out of a 4-ounce glass is your idea of enjoyment, see, it's white wine in a 3-ounce glass, red in a 4.
Hey, you with the goatee. 2 words for you, pal. Light and, Frenchie, I need an extension cord and some buffalo wings. Go. Au revoir. Raising the roof with the coot. How you doing? Who's bored? Raise your hand. Anybody? Look who's happy now.
PlayStation.
Naughty Dog could make 25 more fun platforming levels, but not in 9 months. So they had 2 choices: either make average levels or make a few great levels and then fill the gaps with gimmicks. They went with the second route. So unlike Crash 1 and 2 that were pure platformers, Crash 3 would become a variety platformer. So alongside normal levels, there would be underwater levels, jet ski levels, motorcycle levels, and airplane levels. Yes, it would be faster for them to create new sub-engines, because coming up with new ideas for platforming is art, and good art cannot be rushed. So the key to create a good game in a short time was variety. This variety would also show up in Crash's moveset. During the events of Crash 3, he would gain the ability to double jump, glide, wield a bazooka, and run very fast. And some of these moves could be chained together. Coco would also become a playable character, and there would be new collectibles in the form of time relics that could be collected from the new time trial mode. They also wanted to add more graphical variety. They chose the time traveling story so that they could get away with having all sorts of different themes for their levels.
Want to tell me why you were driving backwards, pal? I'm just bringing home some Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza. The pizza you eat backwards. I'm not in the wrong here, am I?
You're getting a warning.
What? La 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 la.
It's the pizza-powered PlayStation giveaway. Right now, for $9.99, buy a large one-topping Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza and get a PlayStation demo disc with cool games like Crash Bandicoot, Warped, and more, and a chance to win $200,000.
Go on, coppers!
Pushing the hardware and their own knowledge and creativity to the limits had become a tradition for Naughty Dog. Crash 1 was already a technological marvel. Crash 2 added even more technical wizardries to it, and in Crash 3 they basically did whatever impressive thing that they hadn't done yet. One of those things was level of details. When you are far from an object, it would have a very basic model that had next to no details. But when you are next to the object, it would be replaced with a model that is as detailed as possible. This allowed them to have more objects and have a more detailed world design. For example, a castle that you could reach at the end of the level could be seen even from the beginning of it, making it much more believable. This time they also added real shadows to the game. In the previous games, Crash did have a shadow, but it was just a circle. This time, just like real life, the shadow under Crash would change according to his movements. Not just Crash, but everything would have a shadow in this game, which also helped platforming, because now after jumping, players could see where they were landing more precisely. They had an imperfect Z buffering in Crash 2, but this time they implemented a true Z buffering, something that was one of the capabilities of Nintendo 64, but it wasn't considered possible on the PS1. The Z buffering made the levels with water in them look even better.
You know how you're supposed to eat Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza?
Bill doesn't get it. Backwards, Bill. The other way. Backwards, Bill. Backwards. That boy. Now bite it. Billy. Bite it, Billy.
Jill's not afraid to eat her stuffed crust backwards. Everybody knows how to eat stuffed crust pizza backwards. With a ring of cheese baked right into the crust, it's the most fun you can have with a pizza. A large one topping is $9.99. Jill's made of tougher stuff than Bill.
Take a bite, Billy. Backwards, Bill. Keep your chin up, Bill.
Stuffed crust, another one of the best pizzas under one roof.
One of the most important parts of Crash Bandicoot was the colorful cast of Looney Tunes inspired characters. That's why Crash 2 added more characters and Crash 3 added even more. This time Coco would have a tiger cub named Puro as a pet. This time Coco would be the playable characters in the animal riding levels, where she would ride Pura, giving more personality to those levels and making it much cuter than just Crash riding a random animal he finds. This time an evil even greater than Cortex would show up. Uka Uka, the evil twin brother of the mentor character Aku Aku. These two masks would have a yin and yang dynamic. Aku Aku, the light side, would be a mentor to Crash and Coco, helping them save the world. Uka Uka, the dark side, would force Cortex to help him take over the world. The menacing Cortex from the previous games cowers in fear in front of him. The boss is nothing but a henchman in front of the big boss. And this would be the start of Cortex's downfall according to some people. In Crash 1 and 2 he was menacing, but this retcon in Crash 3 makes him much less menacing. They are acting as if Cortex had always been a henchman to somebody else and not a boss himself. But I personally don't mind it. It kinda shows how Cortex after each loss would lose his mind even more and more, to the point that he had become a shadow of his former self. At first he used to be menacing, but the more time passes he becomes more pathetic, but also funnier. I'm usually not a fan of sacrificing a character's personality for comedy, but to me Cortex had never been as menacing as the likes of Dr. Eggman or Dr. Wily, so making him funny instead actually works for me. Since the story of this game is about time traveling, Uka Uka recruits a time traveling villain, Tropy, a mad doctor who is more machine than a man, which makes him almost as menacing as Uka Uka. And I love how Tropy is introduced in this game. At first he is just standing there menacingly in the shadows, and those mechanical parts of his body could creep out a kid. Thanks to Tropy, the villains would travel back in time to collect the power crystals for themselves. So now the heroes have to travel further back in time to collect the crystals before the point the villains got them to save the world. So the bad guys basically let the good guys use their time machine. Yeah, that's one problem of the game. They needed to explain it a little bit more. So yeah, I guess Crash 3 is the first Crash game to have a little bit of a story problem, but just a little bit. New game means new henchmen. This time they only add one new henchman, but the quality makes up for the quantity. Dingodile, who is in my top 10 favorite characters of all time. As a kid, I loved crocodile characters, and I also loved pyromaniac characters, so a combination of both would instantly become a favorite of 6-year-old me. The fact that he still remains one of my favorites is probably because of childhood bias, but the fact that he, alongside Tiny Tiger, is considered the main henchman by many, and he even became a playable character in a mainline Crash game, shows that they did something special with this character.
3 things: shift, speed, focus. Why is that ambulance there? No. Take it easy. Lift and jump. And turning and smile.
Piece of cake, Captain. Let's do this.
He's training for his biggest adventure yet. Oh yeah, he's ready.
Both Naughty Dog and Insomniac Games were a group of young and ambitious game designers and developers that were working for Universal during the PS1 era, and they were even in the same building. So the two teams started a very heartwarming friendship. This friendship resulted in many crossovers between Naughty Dog's Crash and Insomniac's Spyro, and Crash 3 was the very first crossover between the two, with the cheat code of up, down, left, right, square. A playable demo for Spyro 1 would be unlocked. After that, Spyro cameos in Crash games and vice versa became a tradition. Even after Naughty Dog and Insomniac Games saying goodbye to Crash and Spyro.
I'm not gonna tell you again, put the suit on.
I'm not gonna listen again because I'm not gonna wear it.
Look, it's gonna stretch. Put the suit on.
Are these legal? Can I use these? Clear a path. Coming through. Cannonball!
Knock it off.
Snake! Stay away from this area! I'll fight it off!
I liked you better with a mustache.
He's training for his biggest adventure yet. Oh yeah, he's ready.
Coach, there's some shrinkage.
The successful release of Crash 2 showed that Crash is here to stay. And you know what big platformer franchises would do in the 90s? They would release obscure spin-offs. There were a few small flash games on Crash 2's websites, and of course we have Crash Bandicoot 99X.
Normal gaming systems and crash into a multi-level gaming universe. Only 99X hacks 6400 high-res screen and digitized sound into a Crash Bandicoot game you've never played. Link this spin, move, and smash, jump, and hijinks with other 99Xs for a head-on crash. Then boot up 99X to your computer and crash the Tiger website for expanded gameplay.
99X games, stretching the confines of portable gaming.
It was one of those more advanced version of Tiger Electronics LCD games. The game has a weird legacy that you can see the story of on YouTube, but as far as the gameplay is concerned, maybe back when the game was new there really was a need for it, but nowadays there is nothing special about the game. It is a very simplified version of the Crash formula because it was the best you could get on that device. Though it might have been the inspirations behind the mobile game Crash to Insanity 3D. The other obscure game from that era would be Crash Bandicoot for the Pocket Station.
これからはずーっと一緒だ
嬉しい
一緒だ
ポケットステーションがあればいつでもクラッシュと一緒クラッシュ3 PlayStation.
It was something similar to Sega Dreamcast's Virtual Memory Unit, a spatial memory card with a screen on it that could play mini games based on the game saves in it. You could play a Crash game on the Pocket Station by having a Crash 3 save in it. Again, I will just lead you to another YouTube video for more information because all my knowledge comes from them and I myself don't have anything more to add.
Good, don't bend too hard on the legs.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Okay, who knows what a two-point landing is? Ooh, sorry. Okay, is this bad? I got a tangle.
All right.
You jump! Why don't you, I got an idea. What? Jump. Yes, you can do this. Now jump!
He's training for his biggest adventure yet. Oh yeah, he's ready.
Come on, bust me! Yeah. Jump! I say you got their insurance for him. Thanks, Rod. Yeah, thanks, Rod.
Okay, now let's have a look at the game itself. At first, Crash's moveset is the same as Crash 2, except the belly slam doesn't break these crates unless you have collected an upgrade by beating the first boss. Yes, this time you get upgrades to your moveset by beating bosses. Beating the second boss gives you the double jump. By beating the third boss, you can mash square to spin multiple times, and if you do it in air, you can glide for a very short amount of time. Beating the fourth boss rewards you with a bazooka. You can hold L2 to wield it, use the D-pad or left analog stick to aim, and circle to shoot. Beating the final boss lets you run really fast by holding R2, which is useful for the new collectibles in this game. The game has 25 crystals and 45 gems, and acquiring them is similar to Crash 2. But now each level also has a time relic to collect. There are 30 of them, meaning there are 5 hidden levels that don't have crystals. After collecting the crystal in a level, when you re-enter it, you can touch a clock to activate time trial mode. And you should beat the level in the required time without dying to collect the time relic. Just like Crash 2, only collecting the 25 crystals and beating the final boss is enough to see the credits. But getting the true ending needs the gems and sapphire relics as well. But in order to truly complete the game, which is 105% here, you need all the gold relics, which can be collected by beating the levels in a shorter time. There are also platinum relics that can be collected by beating the level in an even shorter time that seem impossible at first, but all they give you is bragging rights and sometimes pain. Collecting the gold relics in the platforming levels is really fun if you ask me. It forces you to get really good at it. The way you get forced to chain run with dash, double jump and glide is really satisfying. It gives you such a sense of accomplishment, and there are very few levels that even collecting the platinum relic in them is fun. You will realize you can get them by running all the time. Spinning and jumping can slow you down for a few fractions of a second, which is enough to lose the chance of collecting it sometimes. So you should only jump or spin when you have no other choice. What adds even more strategy to the time trials is that breaking some crates can freeze the timer for 1, 2 or 3 seconds. But as I said, spinning and jumping can slow you down, so you should know which crates are worth it. Crash 1 and 2 also had a few animal riding levels, and they return in this game. But now we have other types of levels as well, and they are not as fun, because the animal riding levels are kinda a 3D auto-scroller. You could still call those levels platformers, but these new ones are just gimmick levels. I don't hate them, but I don't love them either. The first new type of level is underwater swimming levels. You still move with the D-pad or left stick. By mashing cross you can move faster. You can still spin with square, but here it also moves you forward a little bit. In these levels, circle and R1 have the same function as square. The second type of new level is jet ski levels. You play as Coco. You should hold down the cross button to move forward, and you can direct it to left and right with the left stick or the D-pad. You can also hold forward while holding cross to move even faster, but I never used it because I don't go for the platinum relics in these levels. The third type of new levels is motorcycle driving. You can go forward by holding cross, and you can direct it to left and right with D-pad or left stick. Except here you only have a 180-degree movement, meaning you can't go back. These levels are a race, and you collect the crystals by winning the race. And the final type of new levels are the airplane levels. You go forward automatically and can direct it with the D-pad or left stick. And of course the controls are inverted. Holding down the circle or R1 button results in a rapid shot used for destroying targets, crates and enemies. By pressing square you can do a barrel roll, which makes you invincible for a second. Now let's have a deeper look at every single level.
それじゃあみんなメリークリスマス。皆さんプレゼント交換タイム。ヤッホー。クラッシュのプレゼントなんかこぼれてるよ。
あれが当たりませんように。
気分出ないなぁ。エッジが立ってないんだよね。やっぱあの曲しかないんじゃない？
奥さんオッケー。
気持ち悪い。
さあ自分の前のプレゼント開けてみましょう。クラス3。
サンタクラッシュ。ポケットステーションだ。
魚だ。
盛り上がってるね。
あなた
いいでしょう。
Toad Village. Level 1 is medieval theme. There are some guys that are trying to pick up a sword, resulting in spinning with it. This is one of the levels I can manage to collect the platinum relic with ease. The key of doing so is to just ignore the Aku crates. Taking a hit takes too much time, so only break them when you are sure there are at least 3 of them in the level, because only being invincible is helpful when you are going for the platinum. On Sapphire or Gold though, sure, collect as many masks as you can, as long as it doesn't slow you down too much. Under Pressure. Level 2 is Underwater, which is supposed to be Atlantis if I am not mistaken. There are some mines that slowly follow you when you get near them, and some rotating traps that can electrify you, and its animation takes too much time, so if you get damaged by them in time trial, just restart if you want the gold relic. But you can do that only when the electrifying animation ends, so it is even more annoying. There are some eels hiding in some holes and they will bite you according to a pattern. Their color makes them get obscured by the other objects. You can drive this fish-like machine that move faster and can shoot missiles by pressing square and can dash by pressing circle. But be careful because it gets destroyed by even one hit. But the destruction doesn't damage you, so it is an extra hit as well. Some crates are stuck inside these things and can only be broken with a missile. There is this part that requires you to be brave in order to get the gold relic. These time trials are painful in underwater levels, and I mean it physically and not mentally. I did manage to get the platinum relic on this level, but needing to mash cross all the time gave me pain in my right hand. This level is totally worthy of the name Under Pressure. Orient Express. Level 3 is an animal riding level. It is funny that for levels in which we play as Coco, Crash tries to enter them and fails before Coco does it. This time you can hold down circle or R1 to run faster as long as you hold it down. Some crates needs you to jump to break, and some of them are so high it also needs you to run fast before doing so. Sometimes you can use a sprint to reach a higher place, but only do so when there is no crates on the lower section, so sometimes you should avoid them. Collecting the platinum relic is so fun on animal riding levels. You should become literally perfect at this one. You should be always running and also break all the freezer crates. Sometimes you should also take damage instead of jumping. You don't have to jump over the very narrow pits if you are running. Boneyard. Level 4 is at the dinosaur age, and it is a little bit lava themed. Sometimes dinosaurs will chase you, this being the Crash 3 version of the boulder chase levels. This time you don't have to break the crates while being chased, because the dinosaur, unlike the boulders, break the crates on their way. It has a nice fake out here, where you might think the dinosaur has stopped chasing you but will jump down when you get far enough. Having the red gem takes you to a hidden gem, but you don't need it to break all crates. You can break these crates with style, making waves. Level 5 is a jet ski level. There are bombs to avoid. Cannons of ships can shoot you. The amount of times I have realized I have left out a box at the end of these levels are too many that I care to admit. Some of the boxes are in the air and need you to use these to reach them, although sometimes the waves prevent you from doing so. Tiny Tiger. The first boss is Tiny Tiger. Wait, didn't he work for Embryo to stop Cortex in Crash 2? Why is he working for Cortex now? I guess the name Tiny is after the size of his brain. This battle is treated like a gladiator battle, but it is nowhere near as exciting as one. Again, Tiny's main thing to do is jumping, but there is no thoughts to it this time. Just evade him until he gets stuck so that you can attack him, then evade his lions or attack them until Tiny recovers, and then repeat.
High-res graphic animation, designed with imagination, a new game for PlayStation, Crash Bandicoot Warped. It's totally cool, your children will drool, but parents will play it when the kids are at school.
Sorry. Canadian Tire. Give like Santa, save like Scrooge.
G-Wiz. Level 6 has the same theme as level 1. I love how some enemies stop attacking you when you are invincible. They know they are dead and they can't do anything. Hang 'em high. Level 7 is Arabic theme. The monkey bars return in these levels and they are annoying in time trials. Crash won't grab them while running. And you can't go fast while hanging unless you are invincible. Some crates are too high and you should use these springs to break them. This level has the yellow gem, but in order to collect it you must first collect 10 relics and then enter this level from another entrance that I will talk about later. Hog Ride. Level 8 is a bike riding one. It has only 13 crates and is a very short level, so it is the least annoying bike riding level. There are these dash pads that makes you move much faster, but it also makes turning much harder. It can be cancelled by jumping through these things, or letting go of the cross button, or messing up. Also, I always get the gem before the crystals in motorcycle levels, because in your first time playing, it is easier to break all crates than winning the race. Heck, even getting the sapphire relic or sometimes even the gold relic is easier than getting the crystal. Tomb time. Level 9 happens at Egypt. There are these snakes that only move back and forward. Breaking all crates requires you to have the purple gem and the glide ability. At some parts you are on ice and you can dash and then jump to move really fast. Some moving platforms should be activated with a switch crate. There are these guys that activate crushing traps. Some traps activate when you step into Lite, but if you crawl, dash or run through them, you will be safe. Some crates need you to dash and jump to break, and there are these guys that build flamethrower. Midnight Run. Level 10 is like Orient Express, but it is at a beautiful night. And collecting the platinum relic is much easier here. You don't have to be perfect. Just almost perfect is enough. Some barrels can damage you on normal speed, but by running you are the one that breaks them, not the other way around. Dingodile. Now it's time to fight my boy Dingodile, and he was much more threatening as a kid. This fight is better than Tiny Tiger, but still not demanding. At the beginning of all 3 phases he shoots fireballs from above and you only need to move when there is a shadow below you. And then just make sure you are not directly facing him until enough icicles are destroyed that you can spin into him and then get far away from him as possible until it explodes and repeats. Dino Might. Level 11 shares theme with Boneyard. There are these mutated fish that look like Crash and spin like him sometimes, and they haven't stopped being uncanny. You need the yellow gem in order to break all crates. Sometimes you can ride Baby T, which is kinda the Yoshi of this game, minus the eating ability. In the yellow gem route, when the big dinosaur is chasing you, colliding with the second flying dinosaur takes you to a secret level, which is BS because how was I supposed to know that? I mean, yeah, accidentally reaching this level as a kid was interesting, but finding the secret levels in Crash 2 as a kid was much more interesting because those were the result of me using my brain, but this was total accident. Also, what if you intended to break all the crates of this level and you didn't want to exit it yet? But the secret level itself is cute. A 2D level where you are riding Baby T and there isn't a single crate in it. Riding Baby T has a weird floaty momentum that is really satisfying. Deep Trouble. Level 12 is like level 2. There is a switch crate at the end of the level that activates a TNT in the middle of the level that lets you reach another section of it to break the rest of the crates and also collect the red gem. Simply touching a TNT is enough to activate them in this level. High time. Level 13 is also Arabic theme, but this time it's at night. There are these guys that throw explosives on platforms. This level has a skull route, meaning you should not die in the section between the first checkpoint and this platform, just like Crash Bandicoot 2. It leads you to the purple gem that after collecting it you can exit the level or die in order to break the rest of the crates. Road Crash. Level 14 is another motorcycle level. It is a longer version of the previous motorcycle level, so it is a slightly worse version of it. Crashing into this sign takes you to another secret level. At least this time the sign is different from the other signs, so it's kinda a good enough secret. It is a jet ski level, except the end goal is right next to you, but there are nitro crates on the way, and you should find a green switch crate to get rid of them. Yes, it is a fully open level instead of a linear one, which sounds cool at first, but then you realize breaking all crates in an open level is a nightmare. Double Header. Level 15 is another medieval level. This time there are these enemies that there is one of them at the end placed in somewhere that you can't avoid, so it forces you to learn that you can simply double jump into their head. And Tropy. Another boss fight that as a kid was peak fiction, but now it's nothing. This time we are against Entropy. The fight itself is just jumping and ducking very few times. I like how Cortex and Uka panic when we beat him. Dude was kinda the timekeeper, without him things could go wrong. But when I was playing this game first time as a kid, I couldn't understand English. So seeing Uka and Cortex panic was actually much more satisfying. Because as a kid this boss fight was really hard for me, and when I defeated him, I thought Uka and Cortex were horrified of how talented I have become.
今度もすごいぞクラッシュバンディクー3
PlayStation
Bye Bye Blimps. Skipping level 16 for now. Level 17 is an airplane level in which you play as Coco. You have 7 targets to destroy with rapid fire. There are also crates hanging from balloons, and shooting either the balloon or the crate itself breaks it. Popping some special balloons refills your health by 50%. Yes, the airplane levels have a health bar instead of a one-hit kill, but they are actually more stressful because the enemies are so harder to deal with thanks to the microscopic size of our bullets. And the enemies can shoot you so rapidly that you can lose a huge chunk of health in a blink of an eye. The worst thing is that the airplane levels don't have any checkpoints. Yeah, I can learn to do these levels in less than a minute, but it doesn't make it less stressful. Make sure to break the final crate before destroying the final target. Tell No Tales. Level 18 is another jet ski level. There are these enemies that swing an anchor and can be a really annoying obstacle sometimes. When you reach this part, make sure to go right to break some crates that are far enough that you might not even realize what crates you have left behind. Future Frenzy. Level 19 is a futuristic one. There are these devices that shoot lasers and will temporarily become killing balls, though you can jump around them. And these moving belts that depending on the direction can make you move faster or slower. Sometimes they are a blessing, sometimes a curse. There are these enemies that become untouchable when they are glowing. There are some 2D sections as well. There are these UFO enemies that can electrify whatever that is below them, but are harmless from above. These green platforms sometimes become red and almost impossible to jump on. There are these enemies that it is obvious when you should and should not attack them. And there are these things that do this. You can't collect any gem from this level at the moment. Tomb Raider. Level 20 is another Egypt level, and it is named after Tomb Raider, another early franchise of the PlayStation brand. Some gates can be opened for a few seconds by spinning into these levers. There are some water traps that automatically come up and down. Sometimes they have useful platforms on top of them. There are these shield wielding enemies that can be dashed through to kill, but with a long jump you can use them as platforms. This level has a death route that gives you the blue gem, Sphnxinator. Now back to level 16, which is in Egypt again. At the beginning it divides into two paths, but the one on the left only has 4 extra lives and has no crates in it. By this point I have too many lives, so I don't even consider going through it. With the blue gem you can collect another gem. That's why I skip it at first, because I like to collect all gems in one go, so I do this level last. Engine. The variety even includes the boss fights. Now we are fighting Engine as Coco in a spaceship. This boss fight being something kinda like Star Fox. Engine is piloting a mech, and by holding the attack button you should rapid fire into the spots that shoot projectiles. Here you have a health bar as well. After the first mech gets destroyed, Engine will pilot another one. This boss fight is actually fun.
さあ日本全国の皆さんクリスマスです良い子も悪い子もお兄ちゃんもお姉ちゃんもおじいちゃんもおばあちゃんもみんな楽しいクラッシュバンディクー3しかも4発
プレイステーション
Orange Asphalt. Skipping level 21 for now. Level 22 is another motorcycle level, and the only good thing about it is that it happens at sunset. Some of the obstacles are moving, so bad luck can be a big part of this level. There is this one crate that is the bane of my life. You go fast, you miss it. You go slow, you fall into the pit right next to it and get spawned after the crate and miss it again. You balance out being fast and being careful, and another racer bumps into you and yet again you miss that damn crate. If only I had the ability to just drive backwards or something. Flaming Passion. Level 23 is another Arabic level that happens at night. It has a death route that gives you the green gem. Break this one crate after it, because after going through that section you will be sent after this crate. There is this one crate at the end that should be destroyed with a bazooka. Gone tomorrow. Now back to level 21, which is also futuristic, and it needs the green gem in order to break all crates. Some crates need to be activated by a switch crate a little bit after them, but with a bazooka you can reduce backtracking. The green gem takes you to a section where you can activate some other crates. Then you will be sent to the beginning of the level to break the newly activated crates. Mad Bombers. Level 24 is another airplane level, but this time we play as Crash. This time there are 5 targets, but each of them have 2 motors that should be destroyed individually, so there are actually 10 smaller targets. So it is worse actually. Bug Lite. The final level is another tomb level, but this time it is dark and you should use fireflies just like Crash 2. The other gem should be collected in a section that needs all the colored gems. First time playing I still won't have the yellow gem, so I will just collect the crystal and break all crates, and collecting the other gem will be literally the final thing I will do in this game, because needing all the colored gems gives it a sense of finality. At the end of the level there are 3 Aku crates on top of each other, so have fun. Cortex. The final boss is yet again Cortex, but at the same time Aku is fighting Uka, making the fight much cooler. During all 3 phases, Cortex will lazily shoot a few projectiles before planting 5 mines. Then his shield will vanish, which is when you should attack him once to make him feel dizzy. Then you should keep spinning into him until he falls into the hole to get to the next phase. What changes is what the masks will do. At phase 1 they shoot lasers at each other while slowly rotating, so there is a rotating laser to avoid. At phase 2 they will create a tornado that should be avoided, and at phase 3 they will be butting heads which will create an explosion that you should avoid. When you complete the game, you should replay this boss fight to get the true ending. Ski Crazed. After collecting 5 time relics, a platform appears in the middle of the warp room, which takes you to the secret 6th room, which is where Cortex's robot army get created and sent to different eras. I like how this time there is lore instead of random animals on the way. Here each level needs time relics to unlock. This is the first that needs 5. It is another jet ski level, and the only interesting thing is that it happens at sunset, and it is named after the second game Naughty Dog made, back when there was only Andy Gavin and Jason Rubin as teenagers, and they weren't even called Naughty Dog. Other than that, this level is too long and open for its own good. Level 27 that needs 10 relics is actually the other entrance to level 7, where you can collect the yellow gem and reach the end in a few seconds. Area 51, level 28 needs 15 time relics to unlock. It is a motorcycle level but in darkness. So yeah, design wise it is the worst because you can't see far enough, but vibe wise I like how it feels like 4 AM when it is dark, but the sky has a very relaxing shade of blue. Collecting a gem by winning the race, and another by breaking all crates, and also getting the gold relic for the first time might take an hour. So do yourself a favor and during this level mute the game and play a synthwave music album. It fits the vibe of the level perfectly and makes it enjoyable actually. I guess you could also do the same thing for Orange Asphalt or any motorcycling level. Level 29 that needs 20 relics is the other entrance to Future Frenzy that lets you break all crates and also get a hidden gem, but it will then take you to the middle of the main part of the level instead, so you should backtrack a little bit. Rings of Power, the final secret level that requires 25 time relics, is named after an RPG Naughty Dog made on the Sega Genesis. We are on a plane again, but this one is a race. But unlike the motorcycle races, you can go back and break the crates you have left out. You should go through rings in order. You will still break crates with rapid fire and make sure to destroy nitro crates before reaching them, because they are one-hit kills. If you press square while going through rings, you can go even faster. The gold relic requires perfection, but the level is fun enough, so I am fine with it. So yeah, a gimmick level can work. After getting the final gold relic, I got the super secret gem from Coco.
昨日発見されたリンゴの食べかすで街は混乱しています。びっくりです。
その大きな歯型の特徴から私が思うに人間じゃないですね。捜査線上に一人の人物が浮かび上がった。こちらでも地元のダイバーが妙な動物を目撃しています。はっきりとは分かりませんが何かマシンに乗ってたんです。こんな感じかな、こうかな。ここはロスから20キロほど行ったところです。昨日の夜いたずらされちゃってひどいよ、本当にひどいよ。
なんなのこれ。
全然違うよ。
そしてバイクで走り去ったという。こちら北京では勇敢にも捕まえようとした人がいます。
食べられるかななんて。
これがその時取れた毛である。さらに大量のお土産ボールペンも見つかっているが真相は明らかではない。今度は世界だ。クラッシュバンディクー3。
こちらドーハでもクラッシュらしきものを見たということで。プレイステーション。
Now let's rank all the levels. Number 35, Orange Asphalt. Motorcycle levels are the worst, and this is the worst of the worst, simply because of that one damn box. Number 34, Area 51. Motorcycle levels are already bad, but now I can't even see what's ahead, but still just a little bit better than Orange Asphalt. Number 33, Road Crash. It is a motorcycle level, so it's bad, but it has an interesting way of entering a secret level. Number 32, Hog Ride. By being the shortest and easiest motorcycle level, it becomes the best one. Number 31, Deep Trouble. The way you should get the gems is interesting, but still it is an underwater level that I have mentioned all their problems before. Number 30, Under Pressure. By being the shorter underwater level of the two, it becomes the better one, but all the problems remain. Number 29, Hot Coco. I already keep leaving out crates in jet ski levels, which really annoys me because its backtracking sucks, so adding Metroidvania elements on top of it is a nightmare. Number 28, Ski Crazed. A jet ski level too open and long for its own good. Leaving out crates is so much more painful here. The level only looks nice. Number 27, Tell No Tales. Smaller than the one below it, but still a little bit too long, and a few crates are easy to miss. Number 26, Making Waves. By being the shortest and easiest jet ski level, it becomes the best one. Number 25, Mad Bombers. The longer airplane level of the two, and thus the worst one. I have already said all my complaints about it. Number 24, Bye Blimps. The shorter airplane level of the two, and thus the better one. The saving grace of these two levels is how short they are. If they were longer, they would have definitely be even lower on the list. Number 23, Tiny Tiger. It is the first boss fight, but still too simple. Number 22, Tropy. You barely have to move, but style over submission, I guess. Number 21, Cortex. Same as below, but requires more movements. Number 20, Dingodile. Best of the traditional boss fights, but after 3 games, the bar for the boss fights are still low. Number 19, Engine. The actual best boss fight simply because of good variety. And just now we are reaching the good levels. Number 18, Dino Might. Good level, and even getting the platinum relic is possible, but the yellow gem route and the BS way of entering a secret level overcomplicates it a little bit. Number 17, Flaming Passion. That one box that the green gem skips was a bad choice. Other than that, a good level, but the time trial was probably too hard. Number 16, Hang My. Overall fun level, but the fact that Crash spawns here while the clock is here is annoying. Also, Crash can't grab the monkey bar while moving. Number 15, G-Wiz. A good level, but there is a similar level where getting the platinum relic is slightly more fun. Number 14, Doubleheader. Same as below. Number 13, Sphnxinator. A fun level, but those traps can slow you down, which is kinda luck based. This level would have been much higher if a better version didn't exist. Number 12, Future Frenzy. Challenging but fun level. Running in it is so fun, you might even get the platinum relic while aiming for gold, but a little bit of a backtracking issue. Number 11, Bug Lite. This time the final level is kinda a chill level as a reward. It is almost as easy as the first level. It is fun, but I expected more from the final level. Number 10, Rings of Power. This is also an airplane level, but this one is a race that, unlike the motorcycle ones, is fun. Has an interesting gimmick that is good for a secret level. So as you can see, I can love a gimmick level. Number 9, Tomb Raider. Same as Sphnxinator, but even more challenging, but in a way that makes it fun. Collecting the platinum relic makes you feel smart. Number 8, Orient Express. I still love the animal riding levels in Crash games, so much that even collecting the platinum relics are fun, but the other one is even better. Number 7, Eggipus Rex. A short, simple, unique and cute level with a very satisfying momentum, and getting the platinum relic is easy. Number 6, Gone Tomorrow, like Future Frenzy, but slightly more fun and without backtracking issue. Number 5, High Time. Doesn't have the problem at the beginning of Hangamai, but some parts forces me to wait. Getting Gold Relic was hard, but in my opinion really fun. Number 4, Boneyard. A perfect early level. The red gem is needed to complete it, but only for the hidden gem, not for breaking all crates, with a fun platinum relic to get. Number 3, Hot Village. Perfect first level. Even getting the platinum relic is fun. Number 2, Midnight Run. The other animal riding level, which has better visuals thanks for happening at night. It is longer, so more enjoyment for me, and it also allows you to make mistakes and still get the platinum relic. And number 1, Tomb Time. A fun level where you can be running all the time without even a fraction of a second of waiting if you know what you are doing, making it the best level of the game.
The Bandicoot is a shy little fellow. He's hard to spot, as he rarely ventures far from home.
In my personal opinion, Crash Bandicoot Warped is suffering from a problem that I like to call the third game syndrome. The developers were experimenting at first, so the first game is flawed, but for the second game they have already done all the experiments, so it becomes as close to perfection as it gets. But then for the third game, either because of lack of time or lack of ideas, they end up adding gimmicks to the third game. Gimmicks that are fun enough, but not as fun as the core gameplay. And so despite being a good game, it becomes a game inferior to the second game. The other example that I can come up with at the moment is Rocksteady's Batman Arkham trilogy. Arkham Asylum made a great foundation. Arkham City became a near perfect game based on those foundations. But then Arkham Knight focused a little bit too much on the Batmobile. But back to Crash 3, I dreaded playing the game for this video. I had just played the game last year and I had grew to hate the gimmick levels. I was horrified that maybe this time I would enjoy the game even less than Crash 1. Crash 3, one of my childhood favorites, was becoming less and less fun. Then I played Crash 3 for this video and I didn't hate the gimmick levels anymore, but I still didn't love them either. Now to me they are levels that just exist. I still love the regular levels and the animal riding levels as much as I did, but not the rest. There is a significant part of the game that I don't enjoy playing. Can I still call Crash 3 one of my favorite games when I only love half of it? I don't think so. I still like Crash 3 more than Crash 1 because the good parts are really good. But for the moment from the original trilogy, only Crash 2 is in my favorite games of all time. The other two, I still enjoy them, but nowhere near as much as Crash 2.
Did you see that?
That's nothing. Take a look at this.
What?
But whatever criticism I have for Crash 3 is a hot take and not an objective fact, because when Crash 3 was released, it was praised by all critics and gamers alike. Everyone loved the polish of the regular levels and the variety of the gimmick levels. It was also praised for being such a graphically advanced game despite being on the PS1. Some stuff like all those water effects were technological marvels at the time. The success wasn't just critical but also financial as well. Crash 3 sold over 6 million units globally, and it was the first American game to sell over 1 million units in Japan. Having a playable Coco Bandicoot also brought in female gamers. To this day, even some people who are not PlayStation kids consider Crash 3 one of their favorites. It became a golden standard to be compared to any other Crash game that came after it. And even to this day, Crash 3 is one of the most beloved and critically acclaimed games in the platforming genre. But this was the third and final game of the Naughty Dog and Universal deal, meaning now Naughty Dog had to say goodbye to Crash in order to get rid of Universal. But as you know, Naughty Dog did make another Crash Bandicoot game after Crash 3. So what happened? That, my friend, would be another story for another day.